generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet! Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel, Dyad in the Rough. Today I'm talking about something that I have been trying out as of late, and that is Disney Dreamlight Valley. So to kind of give a little bit of context, way back when this game was first being talked about, there was a demo that was released along with Disney Speedstorm, which is a kart racing game. The company put out the two of them and let people try them out to see what they thought, to get some feedback, and then basically they touched up on some things and then eventually released the games in their full form. So nowadays, I did, after trying that demo for probably an hour or two, now come back. I haven't been playing it. Ooh, probably since it came out. And then my sister, I had told her about it because both my sister and my wife are big into Animal Crossing. And I had said, well, there's this Disney game coming out that is similar to Animal Crossing, and you might want to check it out. And then my sister started playing it and then really played it, like a lot of it. And so I know that she really enjoyed it. So then I decided, well, let's see what they got, especially since I had waited long enough where like the main game came out. Then as you can see over here, we have a DLC that came out. And if you are ever interested in getting the game, it goes on sale a lot. And so I waited to get it on sale. Basically, between getting the main game and the season pass, I think I paid like $50, which is really not that bad considering what you're getting for the game. As far as I know from my sister playing, there is hours upon hours of content. But I want to tell you about some of my thoughts with the game, tell you what's in the game, and then what I like and what I don't like. All right. So, just the game in general itself. So, from what I gather from the story, because there is a story behind it, your character goes to take a nap, and then while they're dreaming, they start thinking about or dreaming about their childhood and all the cool Disney characters that they experienced as a child, by watching the movies and stuff. And so what's happening here is that the character is kind of in a dream realm or Dreamlight Valley where a lot of these characters once resided, right, in their mind. And then the forgetting settled in, and that's kind of what the evil component is to Dreamlight Valley, where it's a bunch of thorns and stuff, and it overtook the castle, and a lot of the characters went missing. And so, as your character got older, they started to forget about all these cool characters that they remember from their childhood being Disney characters. Now, for me, I love Disney, so I can never really see myself getting to that point. But it's plausible, right? You start to grow up and you have other responsibilities, and then some of those things that you really love kind of trail off, unfortunately. So you're in Dreamlight Valley and you meet Merlin, and Merlin is basically saying like you're the chosen one to restore everything here in Dreamlight Valley, and then it's up to you to keep on progressing everything. One of the cool things about it is after kind of learning the basics from Merlin, then eventually you get to have a choice between three different realms of who you would want to go and interact with. And what are realms? Realms are, let's say, like branches off of Dreamlight Valley. So, for instance, when you go to a realm, you're actually going to that character's residing place. So, for example, if you're going to Moana's area, well, then you go to her island and then you go and interact with her in Maui. And then, based on interactions and them getting to know you and enjoying, you know, hanging with you and you're helping them and being nice, eventually they will want to come and be a part of your realm as well in Dreamlight Valley. So that's kind of how you start to acquire some characters along the way. What I like about it is that there is a diverse amount of characters, and I would say the progression of how you unlock the characters is pretty fair, just because there's so much to do. I typically find myself going and bringing somebody into the realm, and then I get caught up in doing other tasks. And by the time that I'm like, you know what, I think I want to spice it up a little bit and bring somebody else in, by that time I have plenty of the dreamlike currency, quote unquote, to bring in characters from other realms. You use the Dream Shards currency to uh, not only go to other realms, but there's also locations in Dreamlight Valley that you can unlock as well. And that's all part of the main game. I haven't even started talking about the DLC. So um, the DLC, I'll just briefly touch on it. It does expand the story. It does expand into more characters, which is really, really cool. I would recommend that if you're getting the main game, you might as well get the bundle with the DLC attached to it, just because then you get that much more content within Dreamlight Valley for a relatively cheap price. Let's see here. So, yeah, that's how you bring in characters to your realm. Like I said, I think it's pretty well balanced as far as the timing of which you can unlock those characters. Um, there are events that happen, so those are pretty interesting too. Right now, based on or as of the recording of this video, there is an Inside Out 2 event that's going on, with the movie being out. And then there's also something called Star Path, which is kind of like the battle pass, quote unquote, of Dreamlight Valley. It is not super expensive. If you get the bundle pack with the DLC, you'll have plenty of currency to just jump right into a Star Path, which is the name of their battle pass. So if you get into that star path, all you got to do is just different missions and you acquire the currency to unlock different pieces from the star path. And the nice thing about the star path is you can unlock moonstones along the way. So you use moonstones to purchase the star path and be able to use it. But then as you are doing different questions and whatnot that are part of the star path, you can unlock more moonstones so that you can use those later on too for future star paths. So I think that's a really cool aspect about it. I loved that aspect about Fortnite where you could buy the next season with the currency. And I'm really glad that it's here in Dreamlight Valley as well, at least for now. That stuff could always change with greed. So yeah, there's cool things to do with those star paths. Uh, let's kind of move into the things I like and dislike. So, some of the stuff that I really like are the diverse amount of characters. There's a ton of different Disney characters right now, and there's so many that aren't in the game yet. And so when you go into the game and you go to the castle and you go inside of the castle, that's how you access the different realms. So, right now, you can actually see which ones have a spot for who's available right now. And then if you go along the walls, you can see that there are tons and tons of blank spots. So they definitely have plans to bring in tons of more realms within this game's lifetime. So there's tons of content now, and there's tons of content coming along the way. So if you plan to invest in it, there's no way this game is dying anytime soon. So it would be a cool one to jump into. So I like that. I do like there's a component to it where you can make your island your own. So what I mean by that is eventually when these characters come into your realm, you have to put their house where you would like. You have to help them build their house, like purchase the the ability to have people go in and build it for you. There's a whole bunch of stuff with that. So I enjoy that part of it. I also really like that not only can you go to different realms, because honestly, some of those realms are very, very small. Some of them are like maybe one house worth of space. So like the Ratatouille is just a kitchen. Or if you go to, what was the other one I went to that was really small? Oh, if you go to Wally's area, his realm is very, very small. So, but if you go to Moana, that one is pretty big. So, I'm glad that there's big areas on the map itself for Dreamlight Valley that you can unlock and, um, expand the land and get a good chunk of land for it. And there's also characters that reside in those lands too. So, for example, um, Kristoff. So, like once you unlock part of or one of the forest areas, Kristoff appears, and if you unlock the beach, I believe that's how Donald Duck appears. So, there's not necessarily a realm for every new character. You can also unlock them along the way as you unlock different areas on your island. Another reason why I bring that up is because sometimes I thought to myself, well, I really want to expand my island just so I can explore new areas and maybe get more resources. But then I also want to go to a realm and unlock a new character. Well, you do unlock new characters within those areas. So rest assured, if you're looking just to get some new characters on your island, they will appear if you take care of, unlocking different parts of your island too. What are some things that I don't like? Some of the things I don't like is I think some of the things are a little tedious. Um, there's a good amount of fetch quests, right? That's kind of what the game is almost built on, but not all of them are terrible. Some of them are interesting, and some of them have like their own stories built into them too. So. There's good and there's bad with those missions. And unfortunately, there's some of the times where I'm just like, oh, I gotta do that. Okay, I guess I'll do it. Um, but I think that kind of comes with any game, really. Some of the times there'll be aspects that you don't really want to do, or sometimes things are just a little too confusing, in my opinion. But it's not overly confusing. Really, if you have a question about anything on Dreamlight Valley, if you just throw it into Google, you will get your answer really, really quick. So. I think that's kind of a cool aspect of it. Um, Something else I don't like is that sometimes the game glitches a bit. So sometimes when I go into the menu and I'm trying to click on the different items I have or cycle through the characters so I can see what their favorite gift item is, because you can gift items to characters to increase your friendship levels. Sometimes the cursor disappears and it'll appear for the sidebar. So like when you're picking what you are trying to get into, but then once you get into the selection screen, it disappears. And then I have to restart my game to get it to come back. And so some glitching issues have been a problem with the game. Let's see, what's one other thing? Uh, Sometimes the resource collection can be very tedious. It's not always super clear where you could get them. So again, Google is kind of your friend in that aspect because then you can find out where to find stuff. Sometimes you can just buy resources from Goofy, but there's other times where you have to go finding things and hunting them down, so to speak. So overall, because I think I've probably played close to 8 or 10 hours so far. I would say I recommend the game. One, if you're a Disney fan, it's a lot of fun. It's a nice game to just kind of kick back, relax, and feel accomplished that you're doing tasks. Two, if you're an Animal Crossing fan, this is also a great alternative to it. I know there's some diehards out there of Animal Crossing. I know we played quite a bit of it when it came out during COVID, which was brilliant by Nintendo to release it then. But this is a good alternative to it, especially if you want a Disney twist on Animal Crossing. This is a great option. Um, yeah, ultimately, it's a great experience. There's a couple of nitpick things along the road, but I think overall it's a pretty good game. And like I said, if you enjoy those types of games, this is a good one for you. I, like I said before, I do not see this game slowing down one bit as far as content. They're doing well, and the game is uh, benefiting from that. So, if I were to rate this game, I would probably give it a solid Mm, I'd say a solid 7 out of 10. I was debating between a 7 and an 8, but I think overall this is a 7, just because sometimes those missions that you are trying to do to progress things, they do take some time. They can be tedious, and if they're not always, as compelling as some other things, then they can drag a little bit. Um, I feel like I would like to unlock some other characters a little faster, although I respect the timing of unlocking characters, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm a little impatient, but so I would give it a solid 7 out of 10. It is a good one if you like Disney. It's a good one if you like Animal Crossing, so check it out. But wait for the sale. Whatever console you're trying to get it on, it goes on sale a lot. So if you can wait a couple extra days and just keep checking back to see if your console is on sale, do it. Save some money and get the combo pack, the Dreamlight Valley base game and A Rift in Time. All right, if you enjoyed this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Drops a like if you like the video and drops a comment letting us know if you're a fan of Dreamlight Valley. If you are interested in Dreamlight Valley and you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. And if I don't know the answer, I'm sure my sister will. And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.